Catus Maximus here. Definitely not going to be recommending this product. This is a Chinese kind of no-name magnetic lock. Don't recommend magnetic locks at all. They're kind of like for children. And but I thought it was kind of interesting, so I'll still do a little video. It has like these little very weak magnetic, they're like cast zinc with a magnet inside. You put it into the recess. Doesn't work that way. But if you flip it around this way, it's interesting that there's like a polarization of the magnet position. Then it will actually open. Spring loaded. Obviously, if we do something like, see the magnet this powerful magnet wants to stick right there. Thought it would actually be pretty simple to it's actually kind of odd. I would have assumed that just putting any old magnet would have worked. Let's double check on this. Put that in there like that. No. It's called that this thing just doesn't work very well at all. Anyway, stay away from magnetic locks because they can be cheated pretty easily, even though this one's so poorly made that I managed to break it trying to use a normal, using a high-powered magnet. That's a little disappointing there, to tell you the truth. Yeah, now this thing won't open up at all. Trying to rub this around in various areas. Totally ruined it, surprisingly enough. So not only can they be insecure because they can be defeated with a normal magnet, in this case I managed to actually permanently ruin the lock because now it won't even open up normally. I'm going to go ahead and knock this thing apart. We'll take a look inside. A few stop blows with a hammer and we can see it's assembled. It's cast zinc, and then they have this plate. And that plate is what keeps it all together. It's all cast zinc. And that's odd. We have a... Oh, I see what's going on there. That is rather interesting. So the interior of this doesn't explain why my regular magnet permanently made it not be able to unlock, but it does explain why I couldn't. Because what they have here is very interesting. They have this plate. It has these offset holes, 4 holes, and then you have these pins. This plate is on a lever with a spring, so when you pull up the shackle and it's ready to release, then that spring will kind of snap it over. So when you put in the side magnet, what it's attempting to do is align these 4 pins with 4 holes that are right inside there. And now they won't properly align anymore. If I can just get them to cooperate here. There we go. You can see that when you pull on the shackle, kind of releases tension, that spring, well, this thing's totally messed up now. Come on now. There we go. So what it does is when you start to pull up with the shackle and those 4 pins are aligned, it allows the spring to move over this crossbar, which is what locks the lock, and those little needles go through the holes. So when it's locked, what ends up happening is these little needles are randomly aligned, and so this crossbar can't slide over. So it is actually an attempt to prevent it from, or prevent somebody from using a quote-unquote normal magnet with it, because this must have 4 magnets that are kind of aligned to pull each one of these pins into essentially the correct position in order for them to line up with the hole. So when I was using a single magnet or that really strong one, it was just pulling them all together, not properly aligning them, and therefore not allowing the lock to open. So some fiddling, or with the right kind of maybe sheet magnet or a much larger magnet that covers this whole area, could be defeated. But it's kind of an interesting take on a magnetic lock and trying to add a form of security so it couldn't be defeated with just any old refrigerator magnet. Actually, kind of an interesting design. Too bad it still is a terrible lock, cast zinc with just a, basic plate over the top. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.